everybody. Welcome once again to the video series on the guiding principles on internal displacement, why and how they matter. And I am Jimenez-Damary, the UN Special Rapporteur on the human rights of internally displaced persons. In the previous video, we started section 3 of the guiding principles, the biggest section in the guiding principles, which actually look at protection during displacement. And we discussed Principle 10 on the right to life. Today, we will continue with these rights, focusing on Principle 11 on the right to dignity and integrity. And I suggest you have a copy of the guiding principles with you at hand to make everything more convenient. Principle 11 reads in paragraph 1 that every human being has the right to dignity and physical, mental, and moral integrity. And by expressly upholding this right, this paragraph actually provides that acts violating physical, mental, and moral integrity of individuals are prohibited. IDPs or no IDPs. Such prohibitions are covered by the prohibition of torture or cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment set forth in the different human rights treaties. And of course, it applies to IDPs as well. Therefore, in paragraph 2, which looks at more closely IDPs, it says, internally displaced persons, whether or not their liberty has been restricted, shall be protected in particular against A. Rape, mutilation, torture, cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, and other outrages upon personal dignity, such as acts of gender-specific violence, forced prostitution, and any form of indecent assault. Letter B. Slavery or any contemporary form of slavery, such as sale into marriage, sexual exploitation, or forced labor of children. And C, acts of violence intended to spread terror among internally displaced persons. And like the previous principle, threats and incitement to commit any of the foregoing acts shall be prohibited. Paragraph 3 then covers a whole gamut of prohibited acts, including gender-based violence. And please remember, this is also non-exhaustive. Now, the prohibition of the torture and the cruel, inhuman, degrading treatment is not only non-derogable, but also absolute. Under no circumstances can they be justified. And of course, some of the examples here are gender-specific violence that refers to violence against individuals of either sex and be understood as related to or resulting from harm because of one's gender. We have also seen cases where these kinds of violence, gender-specific, have been rendered as a crime against humanity or war crime. The other example given is the prohibition of slavery, and we have specific treaties prohibiting slavery, including the Slavery Convention. The International Criminal Court also lists enslavement among crimes against humanity as crimes against humanity when committed as part of a widespread or systematic attack directed against the civilian population. And lastly, acts of spreading terror among the civilian population is rendered by the international humanitarian law. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. And in the next video, we will continue with protection during displacement. This time, Principle 12 on the right to liberty and security. I hope to see you then.